Okay, so we're into about week 4 of our series on limiting beliefs. Those of you who haven't been in the room, just wave at me like this, so I know. 1, 2, 3. All right, some people are in the room but don't realise they've been in the room. So, we've been taking on this series about the things that we think are the way things are always going to be, our limiting beliefs. This isn't an education for somebody you know. It might be, but first of all, what's it for? Us, you, right? I want to help you understand that there are things that we think, ways that we've been brought up that have, and influences our peer group, all that sort of stuff, that have influenced us to a point where we think that this is it. This is where we are. And so tonight, this is sort of week 4, and I appreciate Chloe for doing our little set tonight. So lovely. Thank you for my salt lamp crystal ball cards here. We'll use those a little later. So, for all of us, we talked about last week, at the end of the time last week, about the vibration that we send out. Remember I was talking about, you hang out with someone and you get that weird vibe, or you go into a certain environment and you just don't feel good, Let me tell you how it works. Jason, I've prepared him earlier. I want you to play a chord for me, like just any chord, just the sweetest chord you can play. Play me another one. Ooh, go a third. Do you want to break into song? You think I'm going to? I'm not. Because my vibration in singing isn't real good unless I'm in the shower on my own. Now, just, how many did you like those chords? You know what those chords were?
A G, an A, and something else.
Ooh, I'm thinking a G, a C, and a D. Oh, baby! Now, I didn't prepare those 3 earlier. Just as I played guitar a little while, so I knew. Now, play another chord for me.
Anyone you want?
Anyone you want. Notice what I said there? Anyone that he wants. What did it sound like? Does anybody in the room, seriously, anyone in the room just love that chord? I knew someone had to put their hand up for that one. What did that chord make you feel?
Pain.
Yeah, play me a G. Play me a C. And back it up with a D. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Doesn't the vibration of that make you feel good? Do you know how chords work? Chords have to work with a minimum of 3 notes for it to actually be a chord. Now, play me that other nasty thing that you just played.
I can remember it.
Who cares? Ooh. Now, if you go to India, like if you've ever listened to that music, sometimes even Asian music can kind of get you a little bit off centre at times. It's because within you and within your ear is resonating points that pick up harmony that sounds good and bad. That's the same kind of vibration that I'm talking about that every single human being sends out. We send out signals. Now, we're not getting spooky and new agey, even though we've got crystals here. We're not getting all spooky. We just say every single person projects a vibration, whether they're a positive person. They're that person's so positive, bless you. That person's so positive and they're just always happy. They're always encouraging. So they send out a good vibe. You want to hang out with that person, You might be feeling low and you ring that person up and you say, I just want to come out and hang out for coffee. And you might have no other reason for hanging out for coffee with them except that you just know they just ooze good vibe. And so therefore you just want to feel good and you want to be around those kind of people. How many of you in the room feel like you're that kind of good vibrations person? Oh, 5 people in the room. That's awesome. So I'm hanging out with all you guys, and the others I'm going to help you by the end of tonight. So the challenge for us is, how many of you know you're hanging out sometimes with people that are kind of reflecting on life, and it's kind of like, oh, it's all bad, so sad, going to go and eat worms, and you just love hanging out with those kind of people?
Yes.
How many of you would consider yourself like that? Really?
He's never got to stop being so negative. I'm changing.
You are changing. Now, the interesting part is that there have been times in my life where I have been low and I have given off a kind of a what's wrong vibration, where people come and go, are you right? I go, yeah, I'm good. Really? When they do that, when someone does that to you, they kind of look at you and they kind of say, really? Are you real good? Yeah, I'm fine.
You look like you need a hug.
Look like you need a hug. What does looking like a hug look like,
Like this. I'm fine!
Yeah, that needs medication too. Yeah, we can work with that. No, it's good. I know a chemist. You know, so and a doctor. Tyler, what does that look like? Oh, that looks like a hug. That's what a hug looks like. Someone needing a hug. I don't know how many of us walk around like that all day, but if you did, that'd be quite strange. But hey, you might have had an armpit operation. But the challenge, yes.
Like being warm and like being there for the person.
Yeah. So I was in class today. I was teaching one of the classes today, and Beck got up and she spoke for a moment in the class about a particular process. She was asking me a question, and normally in the classroom I'm quite loud. And when I was in the classroom, she asked me a question. I said, well, we could do it that way, or we could do it this way. And one of the girls at the back of the room goes, ooh, did you hear that kind of sultry tone that he used right then? You know, is that your smooth, calming tone? And I said, no, that's just my quiet tone that I'm using talking to Beck, because you don't all have to hear. So there's different tones. You ever get on the phone? A mate of mine used to say to me when I'd answer the phone, I used to pick up the phone, I go, Phil Stenhouse, and he goes, Phil, you always sound angry, man, you know, when I ring you, you know. It's like, what is that? It's like you're peed off all the time. Like, oh, okay. So then when he used to ring me, I go, Phil Stenhouse. You got a phone voice, you know that? You know that one? Who's got a phone voice? Yeah, when certain people ring you and maybe you don't recognise the number, you're sending out, regardless of what you think, you're sending out a good vibration down that phone. I want them to, you know, like if I have a puberty moment where all of a sudden it feels, you know, it's kind of an awkward moment, you know. And so it doesn't send a good vibration down the phone. And so we're always, because our bodies are tuned in to our environments, we're always sending out vibes that either attract or repel people. And so it's really important that we understand as we look at the things that we think about, because the more we think about things, they sort of drop down into our heart and they actually become actions, things that we begin to live by and operate out of. That's just how it is. And so I want to challenge you that how many of you actually do what we call self-contemplation?
I don't know what it means.
Good. That's an excellent... You've got a hand because you're asking me you don't know what it means? What?
I don't have a hand.
You don't have a hand? Doctor, you seriously need some doctoring, you know? Hey? A fist. What are you asking me a question? And we'll come back. So, just think about that question. So, the challenge is, for me, as I was growing up, even as a youngster, there were times I was hanging out with my mates, I was kind of always the clown because of stuff that was going on at home. But when I was alone, there was times that I would actually contemplate my life, where it was at, what it...
Does that mean you ask yourself questions?
Yes. It's when I answer myself back that becomes the problem. You know, take me away. So the challenge is that I would get reflective of my environment, what I was in. Is this all it is? Is this where I'm going to end up? You know, is my life ever going to change? Is my friendship circle any good? Am I really accepted with that kind of group of people? Am I tall enough? Am I pretty enough? Am I strong enough? Am I this enough or that enough? Contemplative of where I am in life. Have I got enough money? What could I get a better job? You know, could I do better at school? You know, so whatever it is, I became contemplative. How many of you do that from time to time? Yeah? You do it all the time. Sometimes that contemplation can lead to what they call overthinking. But I don't know about that, but I would at times, I can pinpoint times in my life where I've overthought things to a point of anxiety. Well, I've gone, you know, yeah, smiles in the room indicate that, that's me, don't put my hand up on this one. So the challenge for us is that sometimes we can overthink our environment, the things that we're in, and it's not that we shouldn't give it some thought and some contemplation, but sometimes if we overthink things, nothing's going to change, and it moves from just contemplation into worry. And then worry into stress, stress into anxiety, and anxiety into depression, and then so it just sort of progresses down like that, which is quite challenging. So, how do we know how much contemplation to do is really something that you maybe want to question. Now, I want to tell you this, right? Now, how many of you create things? Like you think, I'm a creative person. Tell me the last thing you created, Jason.
Music.
Okay. What did you create?
That awkward note.
That awkward note. He just created a note that none of us want to hear again, you know?
Nah, well, last time I properly... Actually, no, that's a lie. I actually started writing a new song with my band last Saturday.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Do you know it?
No, because it's on drums.
Oh. Right, cool. Dan Flint.
The Lamborghini on Need for Speed.
Yeah.
I had the chance to be able to customise it, so I did. I created it.
Okay.
Game.
On a game.
Hey, it wasn't a
Creative ish. Okay, Jordan.
I created an envelope template for my computer at work.
An envelope. Awesome. All the administrators in the room go, oh, send it to me. And I go, what on earth would you waste your time for? No, it's awesome. It's good. You know, because I'm a non-envelopey person. Nice, beautiful.
The retreat promo video.
The retreat promo video. Nice. Evan?
I made a rap about depression for some of the girls in my class.
Nice. Will we ever get to see said rap? Nice. Paul?
And I'm still doing it. Pimping out before wheel drive.
Pimping out. Like putting a motor in it, it's pimping it out. Yeah, no, that's good. Okay. Better talk to some of the young people about what pimping out looks like, bro. You know? Okay. Anybody else? So the challenge...
I created a dream.
I had a dream!
And we're leaving it at that. Good. Is that you laughing, Mary?
I created my own recipe for cooking.
Nice. Now, I want to maybe offer an idea to you that we possibly... I don't think we create much, but we assemble things. See, to bring something from nothing is to be creative. But to bring a whole bunch of things that exist and bring them together, that sort of makes you like an assembly person. So Jason has a whole bunch of chords. He assembles an arrangement of chords in order to produce a song. You assemble a sandwich. Someone would say, look what I created. Did you create the lettuce?
Yes.
Let there be lettuce. You are not the genie from Aladdin. Okay. There, get this one in here. You know. So,
Your hair fall out?
pardon? You created your hair to fall out.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, that usually it has a hand attached to it that, you know, so...
Yeah, but she doesn't have a hand.
I'm not going there. Right. Gag that one. So, the challenge is, for us, is that we assemble things together and we create... Pardon? You created a sentence. Yeah, we assembled a whole bunch of words together to create this sentence that hopefully makes some sense about an armpit or a hand or something, or a hair follicle or something. Yeah. But there are things in this world that are laws. Somebody got a phone?
No.
Somebody look up for me. I'll give you a couple of things to look up, right? Somebody look up for me the sunrise tomorrow morning. Not the station. What time is sunrise? Somebody look up sunset tomorrow. Somebody, I want to look for the high tide at Frankston and the low tide at Frankston. So there's 4 people. You're doing which one?
Sunrise. I got sunset.
6:39 a.m.
Oh, it's
You
close.
got.
I said 6.
Hang on a second. I listen in mono. I'm a man. All right. So yeah.
The sunrise will be at 6:41 a.m.
6:41 a.m. tomorrow morning in Melbourne. All right. The sunset.
Sunset will be at 5:59 p.m. in Melbourne.
So
5:59 p.m. That's pretty exact. It's not 6 o'clock, is it? It's 5:59. It's 5:59. We're going with what?
High tide in Frankston tomorrow is at 7:44 a.m. and 7:25 p.m.
I got low tide.
I think she just gave it.
She got high tide, I got low
Two
tide.
different high tides.
Nice. And a what?
And there's low tide at 1:41 a.m. of 0.3 meters, and low tide at 1:30 p.m.
All right.
Oh, wait, 1:41 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. at 0.4.
All right, we got the point. Nice. So now, what I want you to do is 4 other people. I want you to tell me when sunrise is in 30 days' time. So at the end of the month, the 30th of September, I want to know what the sunrise time is on the 30th of September. Look it up.
It starts at 6 o'clock in the morning, Channel 7.
For those of you watching the video, we've deleted his name. So, sunrise in a month, sunset in a month, high tide in a month, low tide in a month. Go. 4. Come on. 30th of September.
Who's doing sunset?
I'm doing sunrise. I'm doing sunset.
Okay, we've got sunrise and sunset.
I think I have both anyway.
Can I just guess?
No, you can't. Sunset, 30th of September. Sunrise, I mean. Sunrise.
I got it for Sydney. I came up with Sydney.
We're in Melbourne, dear. Sunrise for Melbourne. It's not that hard. Type in sunrise, 30th September. What time is it? Come on.
Melbourne.
I've got it.
Who's got it? Em.
Wait. Sunrise is at 5:56 a.m. and sunset is 6:23 p.m.
Amazing. Low tide in a month. Someone. Anyone. Low tide, 30th of September. High tide, 30th September.
Oh! The man in the blue shirt.
The man in the purple shirt.
Are we there yet?
Kyle's on it.
How about now?
Happened out too.
Oh, mine's not coming. Oh.
Come on.
It doesn't Sunday 7th.
Beg pardon?
It doesn't give you past Sunday 7th
7th of what?
September.
If you look up
Only 7 days?
table for the year, it'll give you
Oh, okay.
Are we there yet? Come on. High tide, low tide, Frankston in a month. Come on. It's easy.
Oh! The water!
I'm on it.
Her name has also been deleted. Hey? All right.
Shallows,
Yep.
then ding!
Good job.
Be the 1st of October.
Tuesday the 30th. Wait, this is high.
Doesn't matter. Give me high tide.
12:39 a.m.
12:39 a.m. Yep. It's high tide.
I think blue might be low tide, which is 6:49 a.m.
Isn't that? Let's take it as 6:39 a.m. Right. Here's the challenge, right? These things are predictable. Sunrise, sunset, high tide, low tide are absolutely predictable. You can go a year down the path and you can still know when sunrise is going to be and when sunset is going to be to the minute. 5:59, I think Beck said there was one of the sunrises or the sunsets. Sunset, right? And it's not 6 o'clock, it's 5:59. That's like the moment that they say, ta-da, the sunset, you know? And it's absolutely predictable. So what's incredible is that there are actually laws that govern this entire planet and you're in it. So there has to be laws that govern us, and can we change the law? So if you think that you are a person that has the capacity to change, but you're governed by where you currently are, that sunset, sunrise, high tide, low tide is going to be exactly the same place that you're going to be forever, then you're governed by something other than choice. You're just letting the elements dictate where you are in your life. Does that make sense? How many of you changed something this last week? Giddy up. Sharing? No. I'm asking permission because you might not want to. Yep.
I changed the layout of my bedroom.
Nice! Awesome! Good job. I'm talking about yourself, you know. Yep. Sharing or not?
I got a job.
So you've changed your circumstances. Yeah, cool. Very cool. Do you know the interesting story, Jordan? You know the interesting part about getting a job? How's your self-esteem feel?
A little bit better.
A little bit better. Okay, Jordan?
I feel better when I get shifts.
I changed my goal for the week. I'm focusing more on movement, like actually exercising.
Excellent. Cool.
Got a haircut.
You did. Wow. Yep.
I joined karate.
Nice. Ed?
Changed my little cousin's nappy.
Emily?
I don't know if it counts, but like I've been working on changing like my active school and that like
You're what at school?
my active school.
Your act?
And
The way you behave? Yeah?
That changes to this way.
Wow. Yeah?
I learned how to change brake pads on my car.
Cool.
I don't even know how to do that.
Jamie?
I don't think that's the same
Change my hair
idea.
colour.
Change your hair colour. Did anybody notice last week that Jamie changed her hair colour?
I did.
Yeah, blonde. She looks pretty.
No.
She does.
Last night.
Is that a question? Yeah?
Then.
Um,
By the way.
I've decided to change how I put my perspective on my life and how I see things and try and open up to people more.
Giddy up.
Deep.
Love it, Dad. He lives in my house. So, the challenge, I've challenged myself to 31 days of no negative talk. Woo-wee. Just enter into that one. So 31 days so far. I've done 8 days. and it's been very, very challenging. Do you know how many people are around me that want to talk negatively? Are you guessing at it?
No, I was just going to ask, are you allowed to write it down or just not at
Let
all?
us think it, just can't say it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't
Am I allowed to write down a negative thought? Funny story. I said that to a mate today because he knows. And he said, so how's your positive thinking going today, mate? I thought, I'm thinking a thought right now, man. I'm just going to write down for you and email it to you. You know, but...
No, I meant just for yourself.
Yeah? No?
No.
No, you can't write it down.
I've done one day without being negative,
One day.
and my day's been pretty bad.
I'm gonna guess 31 people try being negative.
Let's not get too numerical about it. No. Nearly every person that I come in contact with has got something negative to say about something or someone within a moment. Even me. I go to say something and go, I'm actually going to feel like I'm going to criticise something. I feel like I'm going to say something negative. So I'm challenging my entire sense or frame of reference around I'm not allowed to, I don't want to speak badly of someone. I don't want to speak badly of a circumstance or a situation. In everything, there is something to be learnt. In everything that we go through, negative or positive, there's something to be learnt. So I'm exposing and opening myself to allow whatever it is to feel amazing. Day one. Came along and I went, oh, this is going to be awesome fun. Because my own mind was just going, you're not going to do this. You can't do this. It's 31 days. Seriously, Matt, this is like day one and you're already losing the plot in your brain. Limiting belief. I can't do this. Last week we learnt about someone who said they can't juggle. 6 minutes later, she said, I got this, Justin. Hang on. Regardless of whether she was successful, in 6 minutes changed her limiting belief that she was hopeless to a place I've got this. If I could just practice a little bit more, I got this. Within 6 minutes, a limiting belief was changed that you can apply to your entire life. And the same for me is day one, I think, okay, so this organisation sends me an email saying, we're going to give Bridge Builders the opportunity to put their video on every video that we produce. Sweet. It's a cool thing. It's a cool company. Day two, business partner rings me and says, we've got this swear jar on our table and it's got $277 worth of swearing in it. Yes, swear your face off. You know, so I went up and he said, here's 277. And I said, oh yeah, I went up 2 days later, like he'd emptied it 2 days prior. And I went up on that day. He says, it's almost half full again. It's only been 2 days. Day three. Well, there was a business meeting. And one of the business partners walked up to me and said, you know that thing you're doing about the bridge? Yeah, I mean, a business partner had been speaking. We're in for $1,000. Day three. So what do? I sit there and calculate out 31 days. I go, the law of compound, this is going to be pretty cool. I could be a millionaire by the end of September. Could be. So I'm hoping, bring it on. I'll buy everyone Harleys. So the challenge for us is we have to confront what we believe first. What you think is your reality. Now for some of us, we could look at our little crystal ball. And you could go to see the Swami or whoever it is that looks into the crystal ball, you know, and says, when you go there and you have what do you say to the person? Any of you ever done this, by the way? Have you ever gone to see a fortune teller?
I want you to tell my future.
Yes.
That's my cards, right?
You've had, did the cards look like these?
Yeah.
You know, they picked out the wrong one. That's not mine. It's not mine. It's not mine. So the challenge is we have sometimes no clue on where we're going. So we think, I know. I'll go to a mystic. They'll tell me because they've got a crystal ball that they can look in that can tell me my future. Can it?
Yep.
Really? So, if I look into this salt lamp long enough, Jordan. Oh, have you ever licked one of these?
I have.
It's nasty.
It's really salty.
That's the name salt lamp. But anyway, so that's a big blob of salt. The fact is, any crystal ball or any idea of your future is saying that there is a predetermined set of ideas and things that are going to happen to you that are just as they are. There's nothing you can do to change your destiny. That's how it is. That, to me, crystal ball people tell me about limiting belief. Every time I've heard someone talk about their cards, every time I hear someone say they've read their horoscope, that's what it is. This is what I now believe. That means that you have no choice in what's about to happen to your life. Now, if you've been to this and you've done that and that's what you believe in, that's entirely up to you. All I'm doing is challenging your thinking. That's why I get a lot of hate mail. Bring it. So the challenge is that says that you are without control of your life. How many of you think that you are in control of your life? I am absolutely convinced, good or bad, ugly or sweet, that I am in control of my life. I said to one of my mates the other day, he was talking to me about a situation with his, let's say, a business partner. Right? And he was saying, oh man, I feel like I want to punch him right in the face. I said, are you allowing him to get you angry? He goes, no, he just does get me angry. And I said, are you allowing him to get you angry? So I was in a situation the other day where somebody was provoking me to a point that I was allowing these emotions to erupt, to begin to erupt. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to choose not to allow this person and this situation to affect my life right now. Do you know what happened?
You exploded.
Huh?
You exploded.
No.
Calm down.
Yeah. It was like Alka-Seltzer. You know how it all bubbles up and it just kind of like began to kind of lose its fizz, lose its power. And when I finally got to the point where I was calm, I was able to answer the person objectively and intelligently. So the challenge for us is that we have things, thoughts, ideas that we think is how it's going to be. Remember last week I spoke, I think Josh was sitting over here and I said I want to get from here to where?
Yeah.
What's the only difference between here and there?
Thinking.
There's a gap.
The two.
You got to think.
Who said the T? One letter changes from here to there, and I think we were talking about the next one is the step. It's not the step. What was it?
Thinking.
The thinking. If I want to get from here to there, wherever there is, whatever how far that is, whether it's in your job, whether it's in school, if I want to get from here to there, you have to begin to think differently, not the way things have been. So on the wall behind me here, we have a whole lot of statements. This might be your side. Have any of you read these while you've been sitting there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I go, oh, I felt like that. I thought like that at times. Sometimes I thought like that over and 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 over again. When I try to put some of these in my mind, it's like, sometimes it feels like trying to stuff a square peg in a round hole. Get in there, get in there thinking, It's a bit like a chihuahua trying to kill a Great Dane. The only way it kills it is by choking on it, It's obviously, it can't do it any other way except that, isn't it? So here's the thinking. Do you think like this most of your time, or do you think like this?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. But this says I can't change anything. We're in Mexico. The boys and I were in Mexico. We bumped into this 25-year-old guy, and he said to us, we said, well, what do you do for a living? He said he makes these bracelets, these woven bracelets. We said, you're 25. He said, yeah, this is my life. 50 pesos a day if I can sell 3 of these. If I can sell 3 of these a day, that'll give me 50 pesos a day. Calculation, $8? $3? It's about $3. 25 years old. Now, one of the boys said to him, you speak good English. And he goes, yeah. He said, I watched movies with subtitles and I taught myself English. 50 pesos, I've taught myself English. And I've listened to tapes over and over and over, and I've taught myself English. What's his limiting belief? 3 bands, 50 pesos. I'm walking away down the street. What am I thinking?
Buy
20 bucks.
16 of them.
50.
Pardon?
He should be a linguist.
He should be an interpreter. You'd be on 1,000 pesos an hour. You know? All of a sudden I'm thinking the limiting belief says I'm 25 years old and all I've got to do is make bracelets every night, so every day I can get out here and I can sell 3 of these just so I can eat. 25. He was a good looking dude, yeah? He's a good looking guy. What's his limiting belief? This is where I am. This is all I'll ever be. There's 3 bands and 50 pesos. And I'm looking at him saying, dude, interpreter. But his limiting belief was that that's what he was. But nobody's ever confronted his limiting belief. Nobody's ever given him an opportunity. Oh yeah, but Phil, you don't understand. You don't know my life. You don't know my family. You don't know my mum. You don't know my dad. You don't know my brothers. You don't know my sisters. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. What are you saying a lot of?
Don't know.
You don't know. What's your limiting belief?
You don't know.
How do you know? How will you know something different? Anyone?
Do something different.
Do something different. Think something different. Do you know there are things that I think about that I think, oh, I could do that. I may never achieve it. But you ever had those kind of thoughts, those dreams, those ideas that, oh, I could sing like that. I could be better than her or him. I could play this. I could be that. I could be the Prime Minister or the President or whatever we call it here. You know. Have you ever thought about something different to where you currently are? That you could be somewhere else, that you could have a nicer car or more money or, you know, be more attractive. I don't know, be thinner, be taller. Have you ever thought about being something else of your current reality?
Yeah.
If you can think it, you can be it. Do you know that? That's the power that sits in your hands. When I was in India, there was kids that were scabbing through the bins in India to find food. What did I think when I saw that?
You.
Ew, and what? How? What are you thinking that says that that is all you can do? That's all you can be is a bin scab. That is his, her reality. It's not mine. Why is it not mine?
Not your dream.
Because I come from a different belief, a different idea that says I can be more or do more or have more than this current reality. That's one reason why we should encourage you to give money to kids overseas. That's not a plug for World Vision. But see, sometimes, do you know the difference between, this was a fascinating thing I heard from Paul Martinelli. He says, the difference between me now is I used to be a thermometer and now I'm a thermostat. Do you know the difference? A thermometer and a thermostat.
One measures, one defines.
Yes. One sets, one measures. One just says, a thermostat, a thermometer just says, this is the current temperature of my life. A thermostat, what do we do in our house with a thermostat? We turn that baby up, we turn that baby down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Sometimes the heater has a heart attack because it's going up and down so many times. But we set the temperature. We're sitting in, we're watching a movie, we get a little cold. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Get too hot, set the temperature. Who's in control of the temperature?
You.
Not the heater. Me. You can be a thermostat for your friggin' life. Do you understand that? You set the temperature for you. Set the temperature for your life. Your limiting belief, your ideas, your thoughts, your way that you see life, it's about you. We sit back and we go, no, but Phil, you don't understand. All these things around me, all this lack of money. I'm not pretty enough. I don't sing well enough. I'm not happy enough. I'm not in the right environment. You set the temperature for your environment, no one else. I don't care what environment you come from, how bad your family life is, how bad you feel about yourself. You set the temperature for your life. You. You can blame someone else until the cows come home and nothing will change. Thermometer. Does it make sense? Now, for sometimes, we might need a book. We might need to read a book. We don't even know what a book is anymore. You know? Someone might need to read a book to gain knowledge. You might need somebody else to read your book. Now we have the fantastic things of audio books. Fantastic. Yes, Dan Flip? Yeah. for people that are challenged with dyslexia, that want to gain wisdom and knowledge, and yet they can't because the words and the letters all look, you know, they just don't fit right. But when they begin to hear, their ears are working. When they begin to hear, I hear Dan Flint go, oh, good stuff. He'd say that, oh man, that was freaking awesome. I'm learning, I'm changing the way I think. Thermometer, thermostat. You have to decide if your environment, your current reality is going to be defined for you or by you. That's how it is. Your limiting belief will stop you, block you from being anything. I don't care if you've grown up in the most negative environment. You can change. The first thing you have to do is what?
Think it.
Think it. If you have had a dream, a thought, an idea, a way of seeing yourself different to your current reality, then it's possible. Absolutely possible. The difficulty is, what? You. You live inside you, you know, and so this little white angel and this little demon person, you know, they're talking to you. Usually it's like, you know, it's usually like that, isn't it? It's usually this negative belief that actually has this full noise kind of speaking in your ear and you go, oh, shut up, you know, already. And this is the one over here, oh, you can be really good, you know, and this one says, oh, you're an idiot, you're a loser, you're ugly, you'll never be any more than what you are right now. Your parents were this, your grandparents were that, your great-grandparents were this is what you're going to be. My great-grandparents were dressed wearing Neanderthals that came from Scotland. I love Scotland. Fairy beasts that used to run around killing one another. Awesome. You know, oh, to be a Viking or a Scot or whatever. No, I don't want to be that. I love where I am. I love who I am. I love being an Australian, being with Australians. I love that. I love the opportunities. You know, we're 3% of the planet sitting in this room, of the wealthy. 3%. You, every single person sitting in this room, you are considered the 3% of the wealthiest people in the world. You got something to be... Nice. You got something to be happy about? Change your thinking. Remember where you are. You just have to travel a little bit